So good night, world. Hello. I have a message that I really want to share, and I really hope that it reaches those who it's supposed to. I hope that it's helpful. It's going to be a quick story time. So, I've lived in my home now for almost 2 years, right? And in that time, a lot has happened in my house. I have went through many different changes, many different stages, and a lot of growth by living with myself and then having an animal now live with me for the first time in my life, which has been a development. And that was important for me to say because when you add something new to your life, something changes, right? Because now I no longer have personal space all the time and personal time all the time, and I have to look after somebody other than myself. So I've had to grow in so many ways, and I'm so thankful for the growth. I'm not complaining. So one thing that has happened in my household is my household now gets dirty faster, right? Because I'm not alone, and my animal doesn't just want to sit and be in one spot. So things get knocked over, things get messed up. Like, it's just, I have to constantly maintain my house even more than I did when I was living by myself. So in my kitchen, I have white cabinets, right? And no matter how I tell my cat not to jump on my counters, if I go to sleep, he'll jump on the counters because the counters is near the windows and he wants to look outside. He doesn't care what I said. He knows what the rules are, and if he gets caught, he'll jump down. Because he has jumped up so many times on my white cabinet, and he's grown over the time now, so he's a better jumper now, and he doesn't scratch the cabinets as much as he did a few months ago. But when he was smaller, he would jump. He would have to, claw on the cabinets a bit to get himself up. So the repetition of him doing that started to blacken the cabinets. Not make it really black, but like dirty the cabinets in a sense. And I was in a different stage of my life 6 months ago than I am now. I was in a different mindset then, and I was a lot busier, so I was tired more often. And the idea of upkeeping my house, even though I did it, I had to plan it in. I had to be more strategic, and I didn't realize that the mind that we show up with every day is not the same mind. Like, some days my mind operates, but it's not at maximum potential, right? What that means is, like, some days we try and we fail, and it's not because we failed, it's just because we're tired. Literally, you're not a failure. You simply need rest and a change of schedule. Because the cabinets started to irk me, because I'm like, okay, I'm a clean person. I clean every single week. I have my routine of taking out the trash, cleaning my cat's room, cleaning my bedroom, resetting everything in my home. And right now in my memory, I recall a day where I got fed up with the cabinets, and I don't know what kind of sponge I had, right? Because as I said, that's months ago, and I'm constantly throwing things away, renewing things in my house. So all the things in my house now was not here 6 months ago. Everything, literally everything in my house has been renewed. And when I say everything, I mean, I have new sponges in the kitchen. The old sponges, I don't know, the rags I used to have are gone. I have new kitchen stove. The old stove broke, I had to throw it away. I have a new bed. Everything has had to upgrade with me. Also, my lifestyle has slowed down a bit now. And now that it's slower, I feel like I'm able to think clearer than I was able to think then. Because then I was pressed for time. I was working almost every single day. So it was just so much. But now it's like things are calmer. I'm able to manage cooking better. I'm able to flow a little bit differently. And my point is, the first time I tried to clean the cabinets, I don't know what I used, right? It might have been a disinfectant spray thing, and it might have been a soft sponge, I don't know, or just a sponge that I had for a while, and I tried to scrub the cabinets, and the cabinets would not scrub clean. And when I say I tried, I mean, in my memory, I recall me like really putting my energy into scrubbing the cabinets, it wouldn't come off. And I was like, dang, like I was upset at my inability to clean it, and I was upset at the fact that my cat had caused it. But instead of like reacting, I just like let it go, because I was like, all right, you know, you're not a dirty person, you clean all the time, it's not like I have guests in my house often. And I was like, whatever, I will figure it out. Like I just had to let it go. So now it's been, I don't know, a couple months later, and every day I find something new to clean, because I don't know what it is, but I feel like I just want it to be cleaner. Like, yes, it's clean, but can it be cleaner? Cabinets have been on my mind. So because I had tried before in the past, this version of me has started thinking, okay, maybe I need a magic erase marker. Maybe I need to go just buy some new paint and repaint the entire cabinets, and then at nighttime not allow my cat to claw or do anything. Like, have my animals stay in their room in the night so that I don't have to worry about the cabinets becoming dirty again. So that was the plan. And in my head I've been thinking, oh, I gotta go buy paint and I'm gonna repaint it, or I'm gonna get a magic erase and I'm gonna spend money and I'm gonna search for it and I'm gonna scrub it and it's gonna be nice again. And I was just in the kitchen cooking myself dinner, right? And the cabinets got on my nerve again, because as I look around my kitchen, I'm like, everything is clean, but these cabinets just make me feel like my home is dirty. I have brand new sponges, and I just opened a new one like yesterday. So this one is like strong, sturdy, like almost like it's like brand new. So it was soaking in bleach because I've been cleaning. Like I said, I've just been cleaning every day. And something in my brain told me, scrub the cabinet. And when that thought came into my head, there was another thought of the older version of me a couple months ago. She said, but we already tried and it didn't work. And when she said that, I was like, yeah, but this version of me has learned to be silly. I've learned to provide space for myself to do things that I think just because. Don't do it because you think you're gonna succeed from it. Do it just because something told you to try it. Just try it. What's the worst that could happen? I started thinking to myself, I was like, what's the worst that could happen? Maybe you spend some energy trying it and then you fail and you go about the routes that you have now created that you once didn't have, right? Tell me why I scrub the cabinets and the dirt starts to melt. It literally, it didn't take that much energy, right? It's probably because I have a new scrubber. It's because the scrubber's been soaking in bleach. The combination of the two, everything just easily melted off the cabinets. My cabinets look brand new again. And I feel like I just had a revelation. So then my response within myself, I had so many responses. One, I was so freaking happy, like, oh my gosh, I could have been cleaned this. But then two, I was like, you didn't know because you tried before and you remember failing, so you were afraid to fail again. So this time I was hell bent on succeeding. Seeing as I was gonna paint it. Like, I was like, I'm gonna win no matter what, right? And then it got me to thinking. I was like, what did I try to do the first time that resulted in me failing, right? But because it's been so long, I'm unable to remember what was happening then. So then I started thinking, I was like, you know what, all I did really is I gave myself grace. I gave me and the transition in my life space, right? I saw this thing that I didn't like that had happened because I had changed my space and included my cat to live with me. So I just started thinking, and I was like, I'm so happy that I gave this thought that popped into my head a try, and then it succeeded. And not only am I happy that that worked out, then I'm also happy that I don't have to go out and spend more money on products that I don't need. And then I started thinking, and I was like, I am not a failure because I tried once and it didn't work. I tried and it didn't work, right? And what I realized is that for a long time in the past, I used to be somebody who I try once, and if it don't work, I would let it go. But before I became that person, I used to be a girl who I tried once, it didn't work, I'm gonna try again, it didn't work, I'm gonna try again, it didn't work, I'm gonna keep trying till it works, because if I want it, I'm gonna have it. If I want it, I'm gonna have it. And I don't know if it was the people around me that changed how I operate, but at some point I started to feel like if I don't do my best the first time, then is it worth it? But it's like, you can't live like that, because if you want something for yourself, then it's worth it. And if you try one time and it don't work, try again. And if you try again and it don't work, sit back, give yourself grace. Give yourself time to grow in this space, and then try again. Because in that time that you take away, you're growing. It's not like you take the time away and then you start to decline. You're growing. So this version of me, she's a person that I'm gonna get what I want. I'm gonna get what I want. I want them cabinets clean. I'm gonna get it clean. I'm gonna get the aesthetic that I know I deserve because I want it. Point blank, period. And if somebody tells me, oh, that might not work, you can't have that, I'm like, okay, that's what you believe. That's what you believe. I believe that if I keep trying, if I lean into the stubbornness within me, right? Basically, I started thinking of that phrase, third time's the charm. And I used to hate that phrase, because I used to be like, why do you have to try 3 times? But what I'm realizing is, it didn't mean that you have to try 3 times in order to succeed. It meant that the first version of yourself could try. And that version of yourself may be stressed out, may be tired, may not be able to think with as much abundance and as much expansion as is necessary to solve the problem. And because of that, they won't succeed. And that's okay, right? Because due to that lesson, then you broaden how you look at the situation, because you're like, okay, this didn't work, but there has to be a solution, right? So then you take the time and you start thinking like, maybe you need to talk to other people, maybe you need to do a little research. But let's say a week or 2 go by, a month go by, right? That version of you the month later is not the version of you who did it the first time. That's a new version of you, right? So now it's like the second time you attack it, hey, you might get it. And if you don't, step back, right? Give yourself time to grow. Learn from your second attempt so that you can move even better. That way, when you become the third version of you, you're an even more abundant thinking version of you, right? Because you tried twice before. So right then and there, what does it tell you? It tells you that you had one problem and you were able to figure out 2 solutions. And just because those solutions didn't work doesn't mean that there isn't a solution. What it actually means is that there are more solutions than you first thought, right? Because when you attacked it the first time, you thought there was only one solution. And you tried that solution, it didn't work. And then, because it didn't work, you thought of another solution. And then you tried that solution, and if it don't work, all of a sudden you're gonna think of 3, 4, 5, 6. You're gonna start thinking of, if you are a person that really wants it, you're gonna start thinking of a list of at least 5 solutions that you just go through and go bing, 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 bing. One of them has to strike. One of them has to hit. So this message say, give yourself grace and try again, right? Don't try again thinking, about the old version of yourself. Try again thinking about what you've learned because of the first version of yourself. When you think from that point of view, then you are the new version of yourself, which means whatever happened in the past doesn't count anymore. It's a clean slate. It's a clean slate. So now my kitchen is clean. My cabinets are white. And I'm a happy camper because I got what I wanted, and I wasn't going to give up until I had those cabinets clean. I was not going to give up. I've been thinking about it. I've been ruminating about it. And in that time, I got new products in my house, and everything aligned perfectly for me to solve the problem that I thought I was having, right? And I'm just so happy. So you could do it. You got it. Relax. If you want it, and if you're stubborn enough, you will have it. You will have it because you want it.